there will be no problem.
Again, it
In
comes to
future, he always told me, in future we might start, but now, in practical, there is no control on, this is what they told me.
Basically, you're saying the processed item is not controlling as it is controlling by the regulatory authority in the form of the raw material. This is
Only
basically
meat,
asking
only
for-
meat and
Because-
poultry.
Because, for example, if your product is vegetables, is there any halal or haram issue in vegetables?
Okay.
In fruit?
there is
Yeah, really.
I'll give
For
you an
example-
example. I'll give you an example. So one of the things, and there is the problem is even more complicated. Medicine
Yeah, medicine
could
is a
be
big problem.
from ginger or garlic or food supplements,
Will be mixed something else.
but it's put in a capsule which is made out of gelatin.
Yes.
And the problem is even worse. So normally, if there are certain countries who require halal certification.
Yes.
The problem is that the halal certification itself is misrepresented. Why? Because as a company, and we by the way represent a company that can provide halal certification, but according to your definition, that definition is not completely fulfilled. Why? Because the halal certification will provide you with the source of the protein, but not whether this protein or the animal was zabiha or not. So you can tell whether the gelatin is coming from beef or from chicken or from fish or from pork, but you cannot tell whether the chicken or the beef was killed in the right way or not.
I am a very clear person and I always talk in conferences very clearly, which was well known. There are two types of problems. One is from industry side, from regulatory side, one is from our own side. If we say truly, honestly, the company is providing halal certificate, is they are providing this service for free or it is their business? Tell me clearly.
Business.
Business, they are making money. Huh? The conferences for halal or for Islamic banking industry is a business or only to educate people? Business, they are making money. Huh? Even who are the speakers? Only just golden sponsor and diamond sponsor. If you pay, then you will get 3 speakers, you will get VIP seating or other things. What is the criteria? There are something which is our own fault, which is, I am clearly saying in this is dishonesty, and we are selling our Islamic product, we are selling our certification. Even I contacted with one company, some of my friends here in Dubai, and this company said that we'll send a pro forma and fill this pro forma and will issue a certificate and will charge this amount. And this pro forma is some standard format, only just write the name of the company and they did this. And I said to this person, yeah, Baba, I am not satisfied. What is this? Because if you are not coming, you are not checking, you don't know. What I am writing, I am sending to you, and you are on behalf of my writing, you are giving me Shari'ah certificate, Halal certificate, what it means. Just you are selling this piece of paper. So, yes, we have a lot of problem in our industry. And today, discuss with anyone, they are saying that the scope is this, and the growth is this, and the future is this, and this is that, but how many people are honest? Tell me.
So, one thing, right now, as per concern about the halal certification, it is not only limited with the Sharia right now. A lot of food technology has been involved in this industry. So if you want to detect any pork element or any pork element and the gelatin and other food product, you have to go through a lot of laboratory testing and etc. etc. So I think so. This is a misconception even in Pakistan as well, that only our Sharia scholar can certify the halal product, and most of the mosques and most of the madrasa are certifying such product which have many elements which is not permissible. It's not because Sharia scholars do not know what is the inside. In Pakistan, we import gelatin from China. And as you mentioned, in China, the people do not eat halal gelatin, and so all the gelatin which is coming from there and utilizing in the Pakistani food, that is contaminated our food. But that food, when go to the Sharia scholar, they taste it. Oh yes, it's okay. So they do not see what is the gelatin is being utilized over there, what is the coloring agent over there, what are the other components. So for charging the fee of halal certification, it's legitimate because a lot of food certification process is involved over there. Our halal certification agency have Sharia scholars, food technologists, office premises, and some other. If they charge any fee, I don't think so that is not legitimate.
The fee is not a problem, but tell me how many companies, like as you said, that a lot of people, they are just with just testing the food and they are saying that this is halal. How many people are expert in this industry?
Sir,
how many people know?
Yes, 70% halal certification in Pakistan, I am telling about because we are based over there, is derived from the madrasas and mosques, which do not have a food technology expertise.
7% now, what? How many?
No, 70%.
70, yeah.
Yeah.
Now how many are remaining? So there are problems for our own, from the industry leaders, from the industry people. But in conferences, in meetings, always we are talking about this. But can we leave this industry? Can we go out of this industry? Then what will be the result?
That's why, as you said, it's authority.
Yes, because
We believe
for
you are
example,
authority.
nowadays, people expert in Sharia, they don't know about the new technology. People expert in technology, they don't know about Sharia. But only just we hope that inshallah our new generation will come qualified from both sides. Unfortunately, the big problem is the Sharia scholar is just only giving you one fatwa and his responsibility finished, close the chapter. Then you are, I am not saying to you, just the industry is playing with this fatwa. Just with a beautiful frame, only on main entrance, and we have Sharia certification like this, but what is inside the kitchen activities? The Sharia scholar will not check the procedure, the process, follow up, and the audit. His responsibility finished. It's not allowed even in Sharia. So, some problem, yes, is from our side. But we are just trying because the halal industry is new industry, is an industry. Halal food was there, rules and regulations are there. The big problem is shortage of expertise from Sharia and from technical perspective. But inshallah, we are just trying, and I believe in education. Okay. So the first two are from meat, from animals. The third one is gelatin from vegetable, and artificial gelatin, yes, it is halal, but again it depends on the process of preparation. What is the process of preparation? In artificial, what are the ingredients in artificial gelatin? I don't know the detail about artificial gelatin because I did not find.
Which vegetables is that?
I don't know.
That is not original type of the gelatin. This is the different types of thickening agent, gumming agents, like
Generally soy,
thickening agent.
because soy is rich in protein, so it is also used for preparation of tofu and vegetable protein. So you can use the same
I
to.
think also algas.
Sí. Agar, okay.
Agar, yeah.
Yeah, there are some slashes in some,
Starting
Yeah,
for
this-
dinner tip.
like this lady's finger, bindi,
Yeah.
lady's finger. If you cut so you will find some slashes there like a gelatin. So maybe from this or some other fruits or vegetable. But there is vegetable gelatin.
Is one of the university in Pakistan, Slokota University. They are generating gelatin from isabgol.
Isabgol.
Isabgol, yes, Isabgol is a big,
source.
From what, sorry?
Isabgol.
What you saying?
Isabgol is the product using for emulating or indigestion.
This is small pieces, white pieces. When you put through water, then the whole water become like a jelly,
Thick gel.
thick jelly.
How do you spell it in English?
Ispaghol. Ispaghol. Ispaghol.
But that is the costly source of all gelatin. But they are producing a bit quantity now.
Sabudana is also using in different part of the world for making a product, especially like Sabudana is I think the flour that is also available different part of the world. So that is using for glazing purpose, for making the product in a very thickening as a thickening
As
agent.
an English translation, I forget what it's called.
Yes, I will just tell if
I don't know.
But isabgol is the same word in English as well.
yeah.
Isabgol if you go in the supermarket.
It's generally used as a medicine to help in digestion.
Yes.
And this is very famous, very common in use. Okay, and again, the condition is if there is no alcohol used in its preparation. So vegetable is not a problem, fruit is not a problem, but the problem comes from other ingredients. Shari'ah issue and prohibition. One of the people of the human books are Ahl Kitab like Jews and Christians. If the animal is slaughtered by them, the butcher is unknown, then the meat is halal and the gelatin is also halal. But the question is, what about today Christians? Are they Ahl Kitab, people of book?
Maybe.
It's also
No.
question mark.
No, and all no. Then the meat is halal and the gelatin is also halal. If the animal is slaughtered by means of electric shock or jhatka, where you use jhatka in Sikh, and they are cutting from back side, they are cutting spinal cord. So when you cut spinal cord, then the blood remains inside. Even with electric shock, yes, the blood is remain inside because the blood, they are not cutting the neck, they are not cutting the wing, so the blood is not coming out. Suffocation and other unlawful ways. Then the meat is haram and the gelatin is haram too because it is a product of that unlawful animals. So like what Mr. Good name? Beg said, that if there is recorded Bismillah Allahu Akbar. But here I will also explain something. Some people when they are going for slaughtering, they are putting cape and they are covering their head and then they are Muttajihan al-Qibla and they need compulsory and they are saying like Lazim compulsory, I have to be towards Qibla and then Bismillah Allahu Akbar and then will be Bawuzu. And even people are saying that only the slaughtering is allowed from the male, female cannot slaughter. And even, sorry to say, even if female is a monthly period, then it is totally haram, like this thing. It's totally out of Sharia. There is no Sharia ruling. What is required in Sharia? In Sharia is required only two things. Bismillah Allahu Akbar, and to cut from right left and food pipe. Only these three things. These are Sharia requirements. And then leave it to come the whole blood. In one poultry farm, the people said that it is not allowed, this chicken is totally haram. And they came to me, I said, why? They said they are cutting the necks when they are standing. In standing position they are cutting. I said, yeah, Baba, from where you are bringing this messiah that in standing position you cannot cut the neck. For example, if you go for camel is nahar, is not zabiha. And camel in a standing position you will cut his neck. So it is not allowed in Sharia?
It is an sunnah.
It is not sunnah. I'm always saying that we are putting some limitations, some restrictions on ourselves which are not required by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَلَا تَقُولُوا لِمَا تَصِفُ أَلْسِنَتُكُمُ الْكَذِبَ هَذَا حَلَالٌ وَهَذَا حَرَامٌ. It is not your authority to say that this is halal and this is haram. This is my authority, because if I say that this is halal and you say this is haram, it means you are blaming me. You are making me lie. Why? This is not your authority, this is my authority. So, what is halal in Sharia? Yes, we have to believe 100% that this is halal. What is haram in Sharia? Yes, we have to believe that this is haram. And if there is no restriction on me, then I have no right to put restrictions on myself, which is not required in Sharia. One opinion of some people is that gelatin made from animals is haram. If there is animal gelatin, it's totally haram. Finished. Close the chapter. Don't eat. So some people, they are just having one stem of haram and one stem of haram. 100% haram, 100% halal. There is no detail, there is no, but it is not true. It is totally wrong. Of course, there is no doubt to eat any type of pig meat or that of dead animals. It's not allowed. There is a consensus that gelatin is forbidden if derived from the pork or dead animals. But if we get gelatin through a chemical or molecular changes and process from pig or from the dead animals, then what is the Sharia rules? The new opinion which is held by many Sharia scholars is that gelatin is taken from the collagen molecules from the bones or skin, maybe from pigs or cows, through a process called Istehala or Istehlal. Istehala or Istehlal, the chemical structure and molecular class of protein in the collagen is changed to form a new gel-like substance known as gelatin. Then what is Sharia ruling? Is it halal? Okay, what is collagen? Collagen is simple. From leather and from bones and from joints, we can get this one. What is istehala? Istehala is transformation. To transfer one thing to another thing. Thing was not just impure, but it is now tahir, pure. You know najas and tahir? Najas impure, tahir is pure. Regarding this process, the scholar have two opinions. One type of scholar, it has transformed due to a chemical configuration to the point that the new substance could not be called by the name of the old, then it is pure and permissible. Sharia scholar is saying, if due to chemical action or reaction or molecular reconfiguration changes becoming in a thing and we convert something to another thing, then the Sharia ruling will be changed. Another example, grapes are halal or haram? Fruit. Sah? Okay, juice of grape, halal or haram? This is category number 1, grapes, in shape of fruit. Juice, fresh juice, halal or haram? Okay, إذا اشتد وغلى وقذف بالزبد, when we boil and due to some, I'm not explaining because I'm afraid that nobody will do it. Okay. So with some changes, it will be wine. Then this wine is halal or haram? Haram. The stage number 1 is halal, stage number 2 is halal, stage number 3 is haram. When we put salt and with chemical reaction, it will be vinegar. Halal or haram? Haram. Now, is there any chemical changes?
Yes.
Yes, fruit, then juice. But there was no some chemical changes. The same thing, only just solid and liquid. In liquid shape and solid shape. When chemical changes is coming, so the hukum is changed because it is now wine. It's not angur, not grapes, not juice. While the juice and wine is liquid, in one bottle, if you see in one bottle, yes, same color, same thing in same bottle. Even in UK, some religious people, they are enjoying with the bottle of wine and they are drinking juices. Sah? And they are saying, why not to use this bottle, because this bottle is of glass. So I have to enjoy. But with the chemical changes, now the hukum changed. And now this is haram. Then again chemical changes coming and convert this wine to vinegar. Again the hukum changed. But what was the raw material of this vinegar?
So it's fine.
Grapes. Grapes halal or haram? So this is coming to the original material, the raw material. Because this vinegar is not coming from wine. Vinegar is not coming from wine, but we removed like a blood on my cloth. I removed this blood, I removed this intoxication portion. And now it is vinegar. So with the chemical changes, its name has changed to vinegar. And this vinegar is from, if you see the bottle, it is written that there is apple vinegar, grapes vinegar, pineapple vinegar. Nobody will say that this is wine vinegar and this is come from wine, because what is the original material? It is grapes. Okay. The Sharia scholar is saying if the dead animal or the pigs is converted by molecular transformation or molecular reconfiguration and we did some chemical changes, then the name is changed from pig bones and pig leather to gelatin. Is it true? No. In all packing it is written that this is beef gelatin or this is
gelatin or pork gelatin or any other fish gelatin.
okay.
There is a bit of information regarding this which I would like to share. So what you are mentioning is absolutely correct. But what happens is that protein and probably
We will discuss all these things in detail
Sure.
today.
protein is by default the chemical construction of protein is that it's sensitive to heat. And to give a simple example, egg is protein, and when you fry an egg you put it on heat and it changes color. So that's a reconfiguration that is happening. There is a point at which the protein will lose the original origin of the animal that the protein is being driven from. The only way to understand whether this has happened or not is through checking the DNA of the end product,
Yes.
whether the product still holds that DNA or that signature of the original product. If it has gone to a point where the DNA is not recognizable, then you can safely say that this is not.
The same two examples are coming.
The same thing which Mufti Sahib is
That
describing.
what is the basic ingredients, what is the raw material. If I take leather of pig and bones and these joints and I boil and then through the chemical process and finally in the market available, again my question is it animal protein or not?
Yes.
Sir? Okay. And on this packing is clearly written pig protein, calf protein, beef protein. So the name is not changed. Some scholars are not convinced that process of changing collagen to gelatin is not enough to call it different molecular structure than its origin. Sir? Is this a chemical changes or is this not a chemical changes? Now what you said, that you will go to the DNA. If there is in this gelatin, if there is anything from pig, even dharra means a small atom, the smallest atom. In DNA test, if there is anything from pigs, then it is haram. It is not halal because it's not considered a chemical changes. The answer is no, because it again animal protein and known as pig gelatin or beef gelatin. Is it protein any longer? Yes, it is protein, and we are using as a protein, animal protein. Can we do it by Istehlal, yani transformation, to transform this pig gelatin or dead animal gelatin to a halal gelatin? Example number 1. A maita, yani animal died, it is najas, but should it be burned and become ashes? So, with yani oxygenate, and when oxide are decomposed and become earth, then it is tahir. Now it is no longer najas. But is this example yani qiyas? Qiyas means analogy of deductive operative cause. Can we do qiyas of gelatin of pigs on this example, that a pig, for example, or dog died and he become decomposed with earth and all the things are finished, then the example is similar? No, because here the chemical changes is different than the other one. Or for example, if something burned and we have ashes, ramad, they are only just rock. Because when you burn this, then now the total name is changed and DNA is changed, and there is no one smell, no one thing for the ducks. Whenever something changes from one property to another, then the ruling likewise changed. Istehlal. If the quality of the element of impure object changes the name and it is given a new name of a pure object, so it is no more an impure thing. It becomes a new object with a new rule, meaning that if the natural composition of a substance changes to another substance of a different composition and can call the new substance by the new name, the ruling upon the substance changed too. Another proof. The Prophet ﷺ forbade making vinegar out of wine, but he said that if you should come across vinegar that has been made from wine, then it is halal. as we discussed the example, because when you put salt in wine and with some chemical actions, it will become vinegar. So this vinegar, but there is nothing with wine because it was halal, the second was halal, then with chemical reaction it was converted to haram, then again we are bringing it, but the material is halal. Why? The ruling is upon what the object is and not what it was. It was in this portion, this stage, not this stage. It was, if you go to it was, so it was halal. And it comes again to the halal point. The ruling is not based upon what it was, it is based upon what it is. Another example. The swine dog which drown in a salt lake and decompose and become salt itself is now halal. Unfortunately, dog or donkey or pig is went in this salt. After some time, there is no DNA for this dog. There is no one zarra or atom of this dog. This is totally salt, decomposed, chemical reaction, chemical changes. Now, salt is different from the meat and bones because salt is sodium chloride. Sodium chloride are two poisons, sodium and chlorine. If you use sodium itself, it's haram because it's poison. Chlorine is haram, it's poison, but when they mix like H2O, hydrogen and oxygen will come together, so we have a water. Here in salt, what is the composition of salt is sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is totally different from the meat, bones and leathers. Is any link with this, your doctor? Sir? So if 100% chemical changes is coming, yes, then we can use this salt. But in gelatin of pigs, the case is different than the salt. So most of the people, they easily are talking. If you go to YouTube and you listen, a lot of muftis are saying, if pig and dog and put in the lake of salt and it convert to the salt, yes, we can use it. And that animal, we can use only the leather. Leather after 10, not other things. Remember, yes, we can use this horns because there is no blood. But bones or joints or other things, it comes with the meat. So be careful. And they are saying that if we can use the leather, so why not we can use. They are the halal food known as salt. When separated, they make up two poisons, substance, which are then haram for consumption. We cannot use neither sodium, neither chlorine. Halal gelatin is not halal gelatin. If the gelatin is derived from any part of an animal which can be consumed according to Sharia, any cow, animal, goat, and slaughtered according to Sharia rule, then it is permissible, otherwise it is not permissible. So we discuss when the source of gelatin has not been identified, then called mashbuh, and there is shubha, doubt. Again, keep yourself away. If it undergoes a complete changes of metamorphosis, I tried, but this is a very difficult word. Tabdil al-mahiyya, yani to change its nature, to change its DNA, is Istehala. The gelatin will be permissible. But currently, according to my knowledge, there is no tabdil al-mahiyya, yani change of nature. What is the conclusion? No one dies for not eating gelatin. If you don't know the source, If you don't know the material, if you are not confirmed, away. Nothing called gelatin deficiency. And thank you very much. And wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.